Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump day. How's everyone doing? Doing well, I hope. Trying to find this video here where I got some interesting comments. There we go. Same comments. Always the same comments. Not the cheap audio man anymore. What up, Amarillo? I haven't been to Amarillo for a morning. Todd T. What's happening? I know you, Todd. Todd is like positivity wrapped into a beautiful Christmas present with snowmen on it. Snowman wrapping paper. Turn on the fan. What's up, Brian? That's a little too much. Got to turn down the Pelonis quiet fan. There we go. A 1 or a 2 is usually what I like to go with on the Pelonis quiet fan. Hate from Houston, Aaron Ewing. Ignore the haters. Morning from Cincinnati, Joseph. Yeah. I don't really care, but I kept seeing these comments pop in, and really it wasn't like the negative comments, because for some reason I've just gotten to the point where I can just like ignore those. It was actually the people that were kind of defending me, and I was like, huh. And then I would go back and look through. So there's a few of them. No hate here. Thanks, K-Man. You're my favorite hi-fi channel. Thank you. You are my favorite person whose name starts with a K dash. So there's that. North Carolina is here. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Terrible stuff going on in North Carolina. I feel so badly for everybody. Weather, man. Hey, Cam from Boston here. What up, Rick? Let's see. 250,000 followers. 8 billion people in the world. When 8 billion people seek 4K speakers on a cheap audio channel, it's confusing. The hate isn't necessary, but I understand the confusion. Yeah, I don't know, man, because like even from the beginning, like the Cheap Audio Man is the name of the channel. It's the brand. It's who I am, right? So I get it. But I don't get it. I mean, I feel like I've paid my dues at this point. I have over 1,000 videos. Probably well over 900. I would say that the number of videos that I've put out on products over $1,000 is in the single percentage points as far as total number of videos. And it's not like I've just done stuff that's over $1,000. Not to mention, I mean, it's a moving target, the term cheap, but listen, I didn't think the channel would grow or I'd be doing this for a living. But like for me to change the name of the channel or something would be pretty stupid considering like the brand equity that I've built up with this thing. So I just think it's funny. 'Cause it's almost the same exact comments over and over again, and it's really the vocal minority. Let's just take a look at it. All right, so hold on. Look at this. Derek Christensen dropping 1111 on me right away, nailing me with the super chat. It's okay to have to review something. Can't always be cheap. USS Ohio. Retired Amarillo misses you, bro. It wasn't the Ohio. The Ohio was at a Banger, the Banger submarine base. I believe I saw it. I believe it was at Delta Pier. I believe that I saw it prior to its retrofit into see, what is it? So we were the ballistic missile submarine, and then so the cruise missile. So they retrofitted that thing and like threw like 144 cruise missiles in it. Talk about a bad day when you have the USS Ohio park off your coast and lob 144 cruise missiles in at you. Thank you, Derek, for your service. Thank you for being a submariner. Not very many of us out there. So yeah, very good. Yes, and yes. Oh, I love it. Like, people don't know that there's not a ton of submariners out there. Like, so it's cool to see another submariner because we're all a little bit. We all got a screw loose, bolt loose. We all like breathed in a bunch of gear oil for extended periods of time underneath the surface. In Derek's case, the Pacific, and me too. Will Burdick, $9.99. My man. Oh, I love you guys. Cheap is based on one's perspective what cheap is. That's right. You can have a cheap private plane. 2K amp is cheap to some. If it's a good deal, regardless of price tag, then it is cheap. Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't like. First of all, I mean, the name of this live chat is to get people to watch. But, I mean, this isn't clickbait. It's clickable. It's not clickbait because we're actually going to go through and read some of these comments. I just think it's odd, but it's the vocal minority. Sorry, I got distracted by another high quality boomer sailor. Anyway, again, now I just got distracted by a text message. Again, it's the vocal minority. So let's take a look at this. We're going to take a look at this video. And I hate doing it here. I'm going to pull this out to make it a separate tab. And then I'm going to do this, move me over here, and then do this. And then we'll see if I can present it this way. Share screen, window. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if this works. Boop. Here we go. Okay. So this is on my Amphion. Look at that, Andrew Robinson. Oh, look at that. Dear Andrew Robinson. Oh, my goodness. There's... Oh, good gravy. All right, here we go. So this is on the Amphion. Where have these speakers been my whole life? Love them, mostly. I need to change the name of this to Amphion. So then people will search it out. Okay, so here we go. Randy painted himself into a corner, and now the villagers are lighting torches and sharpening pitchforks. Let's see. Stay away from the windmills. That's kind of funny. Laugh out loud. He did make himself the cheap audio man and is now bored to tears with what is actually low tier audio. I disagree with that one. No, there's some awesome affordable stuff. I suggested he start another channel. He should have done that a while ago. No. Again, like, why would I like dilute the number of people watching like this channel, the core channel, right? Why would I dilute that? Because then that messes with the algorithm and all sorts of stuff. As much as I could critique and review, I only do bookshelves and still wouldn't want the hassle of swapping gear in and out. A pitta, for sure, but a dedication. I don't know what that means. He also needs to present in a more sophisticated way with these speakers. For reviewers to do that in a way that resonates with their intended target audience. Well, I don't disagree that I need to present in a more sophisticated way. But that's not going to happen because I'm not really sophisticated. I guess Fozzy cannot come out with new $3 boxes with knobs that are nearly the same as the last $3 box with knobs. They released it fast enough. All right. I do think that they put out too many products. Cheap is a term with room for higher priced products. Quality for money is cheap. You guys just focus on the low end. But that in the long run really won't satisfy anyone. I don't know if I disagree or agree with that one either. That's funny, but true. And then I said, I don't paint very well. So that was my comment. All right, let's see what else. I watched the K-19 film yesterday. Great film. Yeah. You know what I don't love about that is like Harrison Ford like tried to do like an accent in that. Like first of all, like if we're doing an accent, like they're not going to be speaking English, right? So just do it how you do it. Is that a definitive no? No, I'd love to do the Rogue Audio Sphinx. I think that's great. Marine Corps deployed on the Nashville in 2003. What a trash ship. Laugh out loud. Oof. Yeah. I'm sorry. You didn't like the Nashville. Oh, we got a super chat here. Hold on. It's my boy. It's my doppelganger. Don't let the negative and boring people distract you. You're killing it. Keep on keeping on. Thank you very much. Oh, here we go. Ancient Alien. I did. And I get the A1 clone in? Yes, I did. And I'm so super excited about it. I already have like the whole idea for what the video is going to be like. I'm going to take like, I really want to like get it out and listen to it, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do kind of like a real time video from me unboxing it, going through it, checking it out. So you see like real reactions from me and then like setting it up and listening to it. So that's going to be the video. And I'm thinking I'm going to start, because I need a full day to do that video. And so I've got to find a day where I don't have to run kids around or do any errands so that I can do that, because I want it to be an awesome video. But yes, it's sitting right outside here. I think it is. And it didn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to be rattling around. All right. I'm setting a foot inside a cheap jet. I like living. I'm sitting. Okay. All right. Hold on. Someone. Oh, here we go. PETA. Pain in the arse. There you go. Das Boot. Very good. Very good. You got to do the volume mod. Oh, I don't want to do mods, man. I hate modding stuff. Like, I just want it to be good. Like, let's just be good. I don't want to mod stuff. I get it though, but I'll figure that out. I'm glad you mentioned it though. You realize that this whole video is happening because of you, and I haven't been this excited about a video for a while. So kudos to you, Ancient Alien 815, because this would not be happening had it not been for you. Okay, let's check out some more comments. Pop. All right. I need to move myself over here. Nope, wrong way. There we go. All right, there was one that had like 21 replies to it. So I know, oh, here we go. Cheap Audio Man is no longer. All right, so right here. Okay, there we go. Now we can see better. I haven't even looked at this one yet. Okay, it's got 72 likes though, 72 thumbs up. All right. The Not So Cheap Audio Man. Well, as George Harrison, all things must pass. I wish speaker websites would clearly state that their price is either per speaker or per pair. Click on the Amphion Argon 1 link provided above and let me know if you're not missing. Now, it's per pair. It's $1,900 a pair. Okay. So, let's peel this onion. All things must pass. Okay. Literally, my last video was about some JBL speakers that are $450. So I don't consider that. I mean, even from the beginning, like $500 was kind of the self-imposed ceiling that I put on it. All right. So last video was on something that's $450. I would pull up my videos, but we'll do that later. Because we're going to actually count out of the last, I don't know, 20 videos, how many were on expensive stuff. In general, sweeter sounding speakers are more money, hard to resist. I don't agree with that. Good was sick of crap chi-fi with new version every week. Okay. Don't agree with that. Subjective. Okay. Agree with that. True at Mr. 8667. All right. So he doesn't like that stuff. Cheap is relative. I still enjoy Randy and have long moved past budget gear. It gets better, I promise. You know what irony is, like most of my patrons don't rock like the Fozzy audio stuff. Most of my patrons actually have some really high-end stuff. if you are in the set mentality that the more you spend on a speaker, the better it is, one day you will be royally screwed. That I promise. Yeah, I agree with this one, simply because all speakers sound different regardless of price. But I use that one all the time. Like, this speaker destroys speakers costing 3 times as much, because people love that and people click on it. And in certain cases, it is true. Okay, here we go though. Junkie Geo's coming back. Randy has been going through a bit of an identity crisis, and I have a tough time convincing him that expensive stuff like this doesn't belong on a channel that is geared towards affordable hi-fi equipment. Also, while the $2,000 is high enough, the website implies that the price is for one speaker. If that's so, it's ridiculous. No, it's for the pair. But, and I've seen you in here, man. Like, doesn't belong on a channel that is geared towards affordable. This is my channel. It's geared towards whatever I want it to be. It's not your channel. You people watch, which is awesome. And if it wasn't for the viewers, I wouldn't have a channel. But as far as like geared towards whatever, I can gear it towards whatever I want. It's mine. First time seeing this guy, and my first reaction was cheap audio, man. But again, maybe there's some method to that madness too. Like, because it got people to comment. Inflation claims otherwise. Sometimes he still is. And come on, man, not all good things in life are cheap. Cheap, adjective, of an item for sale. Low in price, worth more than it cost, charging or obtainable at a low price. I appreciate that. Cheap versus quality is relative. Like that. Depends on your budget. Diminishing returns is a well-known fact in hi-fi. Doesn't stop you chasing improvements, though. Please understand cheap. By the way, these are the first times I'm reading these, so hopefully there's not anything bad. Please understand cheap audio is a myth. There's no giant killer product, only cheap junk people hype to get clicks and sell units until the next giant killer video appears on their channel a month later. I kind of appreciate this comment because he's what is that? Flash Hog 01. Okay, so first of all, like, YouTubery wouldn't exist if there wasn't some type of hyperbole, right? Like, it wouldn't exist. Like, people let me back up. I design videos for the most part based on what people watched or have watched in the past, and based on what people in our niche are watching. So if somebody does a top 10 speakers of all time, like if you look at Steve Gutenberg's video, top 10 speakers or my favorite speakers, something like that, it's got almost 1 million views. When you look at John Darko does videos about like his favorite speakers or something like that, they do well. So like Andrew Robinson, they do well, right? So I'm going to make videos like that. Why wouldn't I? Because that's what the audience wants. And what is the irony is that what people watch is what people complain about in the comments. But I love this. I use it all the time. Although I think I'm going to use Giant Killer in one of my next titles. But yes, my job is to get clicks. That's how I feed my family. That's how I put clothes on their backs, shoes on their feet, food in the fridge, gas in the tank, by getting clicks. So I'm trying to get clicks. I do love these comments because it's like, I think some people feel like this should be some type of, I don't know, charity. Like we're trying to do the, like we have a obligation to the public to talk about stuff and be a reviewer and crap all over stuff and then say this is bad or this is good. And that's just not the case. What I think is good is not necessarily what's going to be right for everybody else. Look, about a year ago or so, he stuck to that premise. He even added in every post that he wants to bring the viewer cheap, affordable hi-fi equipment, as he felt a sound system shouldn't cost as much as a college tuition or a home. Yes, but he went to a few of these hi-fi shows and came back with a different attitude towards expensive gear. Many believe he is getting incentives from manufacturers of that gear, but I can't say because I don't know the truth. Um, all I know and all I keep saying is that stuff doesn't belong here and he should put it on a separate channel. I mean, really, that isn't too much to ask or too difficult to do. If he did that, then he wouldn't have his past subscribers upset with him. Um, it could be. But I'm not doing that. Uh, he went to a few of these hi-fi shows and came back with a different attitude towards expensive gear. Yes, I did. You want to know why? Because I heard $10,000 amps versus $1,000 amps, and I thought, hey, some of these $1,000 amps are good, or some of these $2,000 amps are good, or sound as good as $10,000 amps, or I'm enjoying them as much as $10,000 amps. So that $2,000 amp is 20% of a $10,000 amp. So it's like we could keep having this circular argument over and over again. But do I get incentives from companies? Sometimes I get free travel. Like I got free travel to go to Italy and do some really fun videos on brands that not a lot of people know about. That also, I think, represents outstanding value. Like this one right here. This is the Unico. Unico Primo. It's $2,000, right? But compared to a $10,000 amp, actually, it's the best integrated amplifier I've ever heard. And then, like, so I'm not getting incentives. I do occasionally get free travel, food, and things like that. Fozzy Audio has sponsored the channel, but I disclose that. Anytime I get money deposited into my account or a check or anything like that, I disclose that as being sponsored. So I do get incentives, but I get incentives. I have designed this channel to get incentives around, for the most part, 70 for probably 80%, probably 85% of the money that comes into this channel as far as sponsorships are non-audio related. It's like AG1, what is it? HelloFresh, Flexi Spot desks, Ridge wallets, stuff like that, right? And even when I do that, people get upset. Oh, I have to sit through a commercial. I'm so sorry that you have to sit through an ad read to get free content that you clicked on. All right, let's get through this one. Nobody stays cheap forever. He built his reputation and followers followed. Now he can contact any manufacturer and they will send him demo stuff. He is an audio geek, living the dream. Nothing wrong with that. No different than your favorite band going from club to arenas. We are happy for them, but it's not the same. That's very nice. The product page clearly states it's for a pair in the title. Yes, it does stop me when I felt the price tag doesn't reflect the value for what you're getting. So, Junking Geo felt very, very passionate about this. All right, I hope I didn't miss any super chats here. If I did, I'm gonna roll up. Okay. Nope, that's the last one we got. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else too here, which is, I lost my train of thought. Reputation. Subscribers is okay. So another thing that's interesting is some of my best videos have been on gear, as some of my most viewed videos have been on gear that have been north of 1,000, 2,500. I think the Advanced Paris A10 Classic, perfect example of that. That video has done well over 100,000 views, right? And the number of subscribers, like I can go in and look at how many subscribers I got off a specific video, and that one just crushed it with new subscribers. I did the Cambridge Audio Evo 1, which is basically like it's an all-in-one kind of streamer, amplifier, speaker, everything, right? That thing surprisingly has done very well, and I've got a ton of subscribers from that as well. So what I find ironic is that there is a vocal minority of people who have watched the channel, and I appreciate them watching the channel and everything. But if you look at what the public perception or the public response is, number one, a ton of people are watching those videos. More people are watching those videos than have watched previous videos on stuff that might be considered to be cheap. Two, they're also bringing in a ton more subscribers as well. So like I would be an idiot if I would just only do like the stuff. The only thing I do is I base my decisions on data. So I look at the data, I look at how a video is performed. I look, and sometimes they've really surprised me. Sometimes there's stuff that I don't really want to do. And a lot of it has to do with the vocal minority. So I'm basing my decisions on a single percentage point, sometimes a fraction of a single percentage point of people that have actually watched the video on what they're saying. So, and I think that's something that a lot of YouTubers fall into is like we start to make decisions based upon the vocal minority. Anyway, whew, fun video. Christian, if you're whining about a content creator, get therapy. That is for helping me on my journey of building my own affordable listening enjoyment. I think everybody like has a right to get into the comments and like speak their, just say what they want to say, right? I mean, unless it's like super negative. But I watch a lot of YouTube, not very much audio YouTube at all anymore. But I mean, I watch a ton of YouTube. And the number of times I actually comment on a video is pretty slim. And I really like these videos too that I'm watching. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't occur to me to comment. What I find interesting is somebody like if they don't like the content, they feel the need to actually comment on it because that actually helps out the algorithm, right? If there's a lot of engagement, it helps out to promote the thing. Anyway, we're still not done. This is just one line. All right. Great taker, Andy. Exponent 24. I met the CEO of Amphion. I didn't know it was him. Gave me 15 minutes of his time, and I respect that. My dealer had the Amphion line and heard enough to know they are a good loudspeaker. Finished build quality. Yeah, I liked them. Amphion has always garnered my interest. Using small dolly and triangle now. But do things different. Used to studio version, okay. It's the same. Shame you didn't try them with the Unico Primo. I actually agree with that. Many finished speakers are expensive because labor is expensive in Finland. However, you get what you pay for. With Amphion, the Helium line is a bit more affordable if you're looking for more affordable. Beautiful speaker. Interesting. US 2K isn't cheap. Diminishing returns past 1,000 for desktop speakers. At least he put, in my humble opinion. All right. I think we're actually off that one. Okay. So let's talk about some comments from you fine people. All right. 258. Put food in your family. I just don't like, it always amazes me like how people, like what some people's like opinion is of what my job is. I always get a kick out of that. Like my job is what the majority of the people want, right? And I can figure that out by looking at data. But it's people feel very passionate, and I guess you're going to get that. I mean, if you get if the video gets 40,000 views or 20,000 or 10,000 views, obviously it's not going to resonate with everybody. But I don't know why. Like, I don't even think like the Unico Primo like garnered this much negativity. I think negativity breeds negativity. So if one person sees a comment in there and then they have maybe some of the same feelings, then they feel obliged to chime in too. The way I see it, how can you know the true value of cheap gear without having heard expensive gear? Yeah, I agree with that. Look at SpongeBob is jacked. Although it looks like his hair is made out of, what is that? Cheap noodles that, ramen. His hair looks like ramen. What up, Wirehead? How's it going? How are you doing? All right. We got that one. All right. Jealousy doesn't look good on anyone. They certainly have the right, just as we have the right to reply with giant turd on the negative perspective. Outgrowing. I don't think I'm outgrowing. Like I'm not outgrowing like affordable stuff. Let's take a look at. We'll go back to here. All right. I have to minimize this again. There we go. All right. Let's just go back to my channel. Okay. And we'll go to videos. All right. Last video I did 2 days ago. King of the cheap speakers. We'll find out soon. All right. How about this one? 4 days ago. Tiny audiophile gear destroys gear twice the price. All right. It's another one. Okay. And then the Amphion. So Amphion was 5 days ago. So two videos after that. The tiny one featured the Weem Ultra, which is $330. A pair of Fozzy Audio V3s, which come in at $260. A Geshelli Labs J2S that's under $500, and a CD player that's $550. Okay. Okay, then I did one on expensive hi-fi gear. Then I did one on a pair of $1,000 powered speakers, the M40. Another one on Fozzy Audio. That was 13 days ago. Okay, this one was just like trying to get people to watch. Cables make a difference. Okay, then premium audiophile preamp. Okay, so this was a $2,000 preamp, basically. Okay. And then don't waste your time on ugly. And then another one on the Weem Ultra. Outlaw Audio, which is $1,000, but it's got everything in the kitchen sink. $700 preamp, $1,100. Then we have the ELAC. Best speaker amps under $500. Weem versus Blue Sound. Both of those are under $500. So that's the thing. It's like, I love it when people like make comments that are like truthful. Like now that I've heard expensive gear, like I don't do like the math. It's there. Like everyone can go look at the videos. So out of those, I don't know, 20, 30 videos, like 3 of them were on stuff that was, so that's 10% basically. Anyway, Wesley Fletcher, my man, always great stuff here, regardless of price point. Yeah. Thank you, Wes. Wes is another longtime patron, which incidentally, if you want to be part of the best hi-fi community on the planet, check out Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Sunday night Zooms, patron-only Discord, patron-only Facebook group. I spend at different price points based on use. Going to spend more for main living room versus a garage or home office. Yeah. As you should. You should put the amount of money, like you should invest where you are at. Like if you're in the living room for the most time, invest in the living room. For sure. Also, people act like they know someone personally based on what they post. Yes, it's a one-sided relationship with it, unless you're like part of the Patreon, because then my patrons, obviously we interact, and a lot of times we get together in person. And yeah, it's a different thing. You're cheap doesn't mean the products you review have to be. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go back. Let's see if we can find some other negative comments. I've never done this real time. This is kind of fun. Whoops a daisies. All right, let's go here. Uh-oh. I closed out that tab, did I? No, it's still there. Present, share screen, window, this one, share. Okay. So we got to go back to this one. How to open your card. All right, let's see if we can find it out. Aluminum woofer speakers. I've owned and loved. Okay. Cheap man, we already did that one. I don't know. Here we go. US 2K isn't cheap. Diminishing. I think we already did this one. You'll be happy to know that's just for one speaker. Diminishing return calculated over lifetime is pretty good. I cycle through stuff. Most audio file. 2K is the import price. Europe, it's $900 to speak. I think there was some confusion about the $1,900 was for a pair, not for. Here we go. I like this one. Bookshelf speakers in this price range are for suckers. For desktop use, save yourself $1,000 and just get something like Kali monitors. The LP UNFs are small, cheap, and insanely good. Bookshelf speakers in this price range are for suckers. I'm going to disagree with this one. Actually, I was just thinking, so I had to take my car in to get a recall done on it. So I'm in there this morning and I'm thinking about like videos coming up, doing some outlines, doing some title ideas and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it. And so I have some floor standing speakers coming up that I'm going to do a review on. And I was thinking about them, and I have a big living room, right? And I can't wait to hear them. But in most cases, when I've had floor standing speakers in my living room, which incidentally is a big room, I always find myself like leaning towards bookshelf speakers and a subwoofer compared to like a floor standing speaker. I just feel like the mid-range, lower mid-range is so much tighter on a lot of bookshelf speakers. And then you can just supplement that with the subwoofer. So if I had my dream system in my living room, it would actually be a pair of bookshelf speakers. It'd probably be a pair of higher end bookshelf speakers. Maybe something like the Opera speakers that I did, or some other speakers. But like, I would still use bookshelf speakers simply because I feel like it has a more accurate, pleasing, better instrument separation. And then if you put a high pass filter on them and even just add a very moderately priced sub, like the RSL sub, that's 10E or whatever it is for $300, dial it in correctly. I think that's for me, for my ear, I enjoy that more than I do bigger floor standing speakers that come in at the same price or oftentimes much higher. So I disagree with that statement that bookshelf speakers are for suckers. I bought most of two systems based on your recommendations. Some cheap, some expensive. You haven't steered me wrong. Thanks. Thank you, Don Finney. $10. Awesome. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Crystal Light. Strawberry lemonade. Gino, my man, looking forward to Capital Audio Fest. I got to book my stuff. I'm going to Emo Fest this weekend. And that's another thing. They're paying for my travel. So, and I was booking the flight because I'm going to get reimbursed. And I'm like, it's $800 to fly to Nashville? Yeah, $800. I should have booked the flight a long time ago, but I didn't know like my specific schedule. I didn't know if I could leave on Thursday, if I could leave on Friday. So anyway, I waited last minute. Capital Audio Fest, though, I do need to book that travel ASAP. Haters gonna hate your channel. You do as you see fit. They can start their own channel. I like your presentation. Yeah, Terry, thank you. The thing about it is like I'm not for everybody. I'm never gonna be for everybody. Somebody mentioned it earlier, and I think it's a perfect like analogy. It's like when rock bands, go from playing small clubs and like we knew about this rock band earlier, right? So we knew about them when they were playing small venues. And then all of a sudden they get bigger. They start to do larger shows, more merch, more records, maybe a record that's, is evolved a little bit. Maybe it's not exactly like their first 2 or 3 records. And all of a sudden they're sellouts. Because they have a wider audience now. And maybe their stuff is not like it used to be. But yeah, that's always the thing, right? Like, oh, I used to watch this guy. He sold out a long time ago. He's getting paid by all these manufacturers. And that's another thing. Like, really, like, what if we got paid? Okay. Which I don't, but what if we got paid? And if someone gets paid and they shill that, first of all, like, okay, like the ROI for a manufacturer, right? Because there's no guarantee. So let's say a manufacturer, let's just do a thought experiment here. Cliff Collins, I can help out with your Finnish pronunciation on the next Zoom call. I would love that. I want to go to like Scandinavia badly. Okay. Thank you, Cliff. This $20 is awesome. Okay, let's just do a thought experiment. Okay, let's take an average channel. Average channel, let's say they get 10,000 views per video, or 20,000 views per video. Okay, let's say a manufacturer pays them, I don't know, $2,000 for like a, I don't know, a video, like a shill video, two grand. Okay. So that manufacturer's maybe going to get 20,000 views, pays $2,000. So then it's up to like they're betting on customers actually buying the product, right? So they would have to, or this person would have to sell a certain amount of stuff for it to even be like financially viable for a company to pay someone making videos about it, right? Now, let's say that product isn't as very good. And so the people that bought it, aren't happy with it. Then they're talk about like people being vocal. People are going to be very vocal about that. So like, I'm not saying it doesn't go on, but I don't know in what fashion it goes on or what way it goes on. But like you would have to be pretty confident in a creator to pay them money and then bet that this product was going to sell well on the back end of that to make sure that your money was well spent. And if that was like if that business model worked for them or that marketing budget worked for them in that way, like it would be happening all of the time and people would be like doubling down on it and tripling down on it and stuff like that. I mean, you just don't see that. So guys aren't getting paid. If they are getting paid, they're not getting paid that much. And if they are getting paid and they're getting paid a lot, then whoever's paying them is not very good at business because people aren't going to get the outcome that they want. I would rather take a deal with HelloFresh, just kind of make the content that I want. But on the other side of that, the people that have paid me or paid for my travel, they get the benefit of the doubt. Absolutely, 100%. I'm talking to these people. I'm getting to know them. I'm talking to the manufacturers. Why wouldn't I want to talk about their stuff, especially if it's good? So, yeah. I think more companies should do that. More companies should do like press trips and take people out to take a look at their facilities and stuff. Anyway, I think that's cool. And that's another thing, like unbiased reviewers or whatever. I think a lot of people think that everybody should be an unbiased reviewer and that we should be crapping all over everything and then saying this is better than that. I don't agree with that. I want to entertain and inform. And if I like something, I'll tell you why I like it. What's your take on the H-Play gummy? Is that cheap enough? I don't know what that is. Haters versus ball washers. Two sides of the same coin. That's why Sith Audio canceled your sponsorship. We're in talks again. We may be able to come up to an agreement. Changing the name of the channel is not unprecedented in the watch world. As I'm sure you're aware, Adrian rebranded Bark and Jack to his real name quite successfully. That might be the path. Yeah, I understand. Like, I get that, but like, who's going to want to watch Randy Messman? Like, I would rather like Cheap Audio Man. People know who that is, right? The Cheap Audio Man. Like, I get it. Like, I understand it, but Like I've worked too hard, and you know, most people in like our little crazy niche hobby know who the Cheap Audio Man is. So uh, I think MKHB Marquez Brownlee also did that, but he gets millions of views, right? So um, I'm not changing the name of the channel. Um, so Cheap Audio Man, that's what it is. That's what it started as, and that's what it's going to stay as. And if people don't have the um, insight to be able to determine that this is about audio um, at varying price points, then that's on them. It's not on me. But I get it. There's been a lot of people that changed the name of the channel. Old guy hi-fi. Sorry I'm late. You're not late. I'm clickbaiting people into watching this because of some negative comments I got, Ed. Which incidentally, if you're not subscribed to Ed's channel, Old Guy Hi-Fi, you should. You should subscribe. The Cheap Audio Man. Hit the like button. Cam RM. This channel would grow dramatically if you just changed it to Randy Messman. The name limits this channel would grow dramatically if you just changed it to Randy Messman. The name limits the channel's growth. Twisty Flora Hi-Fi and Audio. Let's talk about this. All right. This channel has been around for not yet 4 years. Actually, this month it'll be 4 years. I think October 19th, which ironically, I'll be in Mexico with my family. We haven't taken a family vacation in a long time. Anyway, would grow dramatically. So one of the things that I did before I started a channel was I was a business development manager, and I looked at business analytics and things like that. So it was really cool because YouTube has great analytics. In the past 4 years, I've grown from 0 subscribers to, I don't even know what it is, 250,000 subscribers or whatever it is. There are only 3 other creators that have more subscribers than me. And my monthly views are play. Like I'm right at what the other big guys get, right? Sometimes I'm even higher. So I'm getting as many views, if not more views, than anybody else in the niche. I've got 250,000 plus subscribers, which is like 4th, I think, in the niche. Most people have older channels than I do. So in the last 4 years, I have grown my channel quicker than anybody else within the niche, and I have more views than most people in the niche, right? So I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with what's working at this point, and not screw up like the brand. Like, anyway, that's just me. But like I'm not going to make decisions based on stuff that doesn't have like hard data behind it. Now, if I was getting native subscribers per month, or I wasn't growing at the rate that I'm growing at, then yeah, I might make a decision based on data. But I mean, where are you getting this statement from? Would grow, like what? Why do you say it would grow dramatically? If I just changed it to Randy Messman, the name limits the channel's growth. Like how much growth am I limiting? Because I've already like on every given metric, you know, I've put myself in the top 25%, probably the top 10% out of our niche. So like, I'm wondering, like, maybe you're right, but like, what does that look like? Anyway, I think that was sarcasm. Could be. If it was, I just lit that guy up for no reason. Are you rocking Omega Cement? Yes, I am. Which incidentally, I just listed on eBay today. So if you want to buy this watch, you can go check it out. I had a bad experience with Bob's Watches, which I was going to sell this watch to Bob's Watches. But anyway. You should create a channel for just the commenters who want another channel for whatever reason, and the grumps can go there too. Yeah. That's the thing though, like they won't, it doesn't matter. So that's another thing that like, so this is coming from like the egotistical side of being a content creator. Like when I see these comments, right? And this is a fun video just to talk about and like have some fun and stuff. But when I see a comment and it says, you should change your name to the Cheap Audio Man, and I see that multiple times, right? In my brain, like from the egotistical side of being a content creator, I think that everybody watches every one of my videos, which just isn't the case, right? So there are some videos that people watch, and if they haven't tuned into the channel for a while, and they've only seen like 2 videos that I've, done on stuff that's, been $1,000, $2,000, whatever, then from their perspective, it's absolutely the truth. Like I'm only putting out content on expensive stuff, where in reality, I'm putting out stuff. And I think like they should know that, but that's my ego, because I think everybody's watching everything that I put out. And that's obviously not the case. Most people that watch the channel in a 28-day period will watch like 1.2 videos, which means if I put out 20 videos in a month or 16 videos in a month, they're watching like 1 and not even a half of another video. So I always think that's an interesting standpoint, because I fall into that trap all the time. Like, why are they saying this? Well, they could be saying it because that's the only video they watched for a month. And the previous month, they watched another one that was over $2,000. Mess Audio Man. My nickname in the Navy was Messy. Audio is a journey. You're journeying. If you just review every version of Cheap DAX, people will get bored and you'd shrink. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. You're only interested in staying within the niche? Dream big. Well, Twisty Flora, let's go back. Give me some examples of channels that have diverging interests and how they've grown. So I actually have another channel, and there's plans for other channels, but that's not how YouTube works. There's very few channels that talk about different what am I trying to say? Different topics. So like if I would do a car video and then a watch video and then something all on the same channel, then like people wouldn't watch that. YouTube serves up my content into its core audience first. If it does really well in that core audience, then it will jump out of that pond and go into the bigger pond. And if it does really well there, then it'll jump out the pond and go into an even bigger pond. But that's how the algorithm works. It serves it up to my existing audience first, and then it serves it up to people that may have a tangential interest in that. But what is your channel? Like, give me an example of like how you've done that, like successfully, or other channels that have done that successfully that, don't do that. But in a way, I am doing that because I have multiple channels in different niches, and I would say I dream fairly big. I quit a very successful job at 45 to start a YouTube channel, and I think I'm doing all right. But you're right, I should dream bigger, much bigger. The internet is not broad market; it's niche. I agree with that very, very much. Unbox Therapy. I think I've heard of that channel. Let's look at his channel. I need to minimize this. Unbox Therapy. $24.8 million subscribers. Holy cow. Oh, he's computers and phones. Yeah, these guys crush it. Or some of these guys crush it. Yeah. So there's like, yeah. So this is like Marquez Brownlee. Yeah, he's got the rabbit there. Computers. Yeah, computers and okay. Well, most people building a channel don't haven't earned the right to do a bunch of stuff. But if you look at it, it's mostly cell phones and gaming. And so this is like Marquez Brownlee or Linus Tech Tips. Except I don't think Linus does a lot of phones. Okay, absolutely, I would love to get these numbers. Um, but this guy's also earned the right to do that, to be able to do multiple stuff. And there's multiple, like, here's the interesting thing about our niche. So even within our niche, which is I would consider like 2 channel audio for the most part. Stevie D gave me $1. Thank you, Stevie D. So even within our niche, there's like sub niches. All right. So let's say our niche is like musical enjoyment, right? Within that sub niche or within that niche, there's a sub niche. There's like headphones. So you have guys like Josh Valor, you have DMS, you have like the headphone channels, right? And they're all very like, it's got a very it's got a vibe to it, right? Okay, and then you have like some of the home theater guys, right? And that's even another sub niche within. And like for the most part, when I've tried to do any type of home theater content, it doesn't really do very well. Some of it does well later, but I consider those to be like transactional views. Like people are popping in to learn about something, and then they're popping out. Right? They're not coming back to the channel. And I want to get long term viewers. So, like, being able to cross over different niches can happen, but usually it's like giant channels, and those giant channels didn't really start off that way. So they may have started out one way and then tried to kind of jump out of the niche. I have tried a couple of things that have been somewhat successful. Like there's some opportunity for like, I did a couple of videos. I bought the cheapest name brand amp on Amazon. I bought the cheapest speaker on Amazon, stuff like that. That stuff is done okay. And that's got more of a broad appeal to it. But the AliExpress amp, I'm optimistic how well that one will play. But there are some DIY channels, like I built this crazy speaker, something like that, that will like get 3 million views on that one video, but the rest of their videos, don't get a ton of views, relatively speaking, compared to like that one. But like if you're doing phones and stuff like that, and you've got a really good channel and you've got an established audience, like you can do multiple things. All of it's kind of within the same like vein though. Linus does a few phones, but again, it's on a separate channel. Short circuit. Yeah, I don't have the budget Linus has. I'm me. This is the cheap audio man. Me, myself, and I. So I would love to do that, but I don't think there's enough interest, like within, like I don't think. Like, there's not a giant home theater channel that's just like home theater. There's just not one out there. There is, what is it? What is the guy's name? He does mostly home theater stuff, and he's got a big channel. Digital Trends. That's it. Like, he does, he's probably got the biggest, home theater focused Digital Trends. Hold on. What is this? A pool cleaning robot? What? All right. Floor washing. What? Okay. Well, he's venturing out. 4K Blu-rays not getting the best. Okay. Hisense. Okay, so he does TV reviews. He did SVS. AirPods 4. Okay. So he's been doing a lot more. So I really consider this guy to be more of a he's got another carpet cleaner. More of a home theater guy. Obviously, he's like branching out. Change on every TV. Yes. Okay. 114,000. What is this? An AC unit? 154,000. Okay. So he's branching out. 1.25 million subscribers. I wonder what he gets monthly on views. If you ever want to check out how many views people get, you can go to Social Blade. Digital trends. So he gets 3 million views a month. That's good. That's good. All right. Anyway. Back to the show. This has been a bit of a rant today. Oh, the guy with the white Kef Towers. What? Look at this. What's the Mad Watch Collector? What, my man Randy getting hate? The guy's an audio legend. You're a legend. Mad Watch Collector. This is my man. If you're into watches, you got to check him out. I'm sure you know him. The Mad Watch Collector. Very similar. Like when I saw this guy making videos, and he's blown up, man. This guy's blown up as far as subs and views. I was like, golly, I feel like a kinship with Russ because he had very similar vibes as what I did when I first came into audio. It's like, be funny, have fun, don't take yourself too seriously. He's got characters though on his. You got to check him out. My man, Russ. For sure. Saw your Evo 1 show. Waiting on one now. Nice. Ivan Geraldo. Some of these guys with the big channels look like complete nerds that never had a real job in their life before they luckily hit big on YouTube. I don't know. Todd, I appreciate your point of view. I like the Digital Trends guy. I've watched a fair number of his videos. I haven't watched ones on a robot carpet cleaner though. But I have no interest in that, right? I'm not buying a robot carpet cleaner or pool cleaner. So anyway, Digital Trend reviews other products besides home theater, but that is Caleb's focus. Yeah, I just went over that. Digital Trends get some major corporate sponsors. That would be cool. Why isn't he getting any like hate if he gets major corporate sponsors? Anyway, I like his stuff. It's good. It's good. It's good. Thoughts on Anthem processors? I don't really have any. I don't have any experience with them at all. I bet you I have. Cheers, Sindara. I bet you I have an overwhelming number of people unsubscribe after they watch this. Because live streams are almost always a net negative subscriber. Like, which that means is like more people unsubscribe during a live stream than subscribe. I would say that's the same for watches, Todd T. Yeah. Mad Watch Collector. This guy's awesome. Russ is the best. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. How about the JBL AV receivers? I got one. It's in the living room right now. I need to spend some more time with it. I mean, it works. I feel like I have a hole right there. It works. Sounds good. Fairly inexpensive though. We'll talk about that. CS5 or ELAC 3.0. We're going to talk about that. I'm actually filming after I get off this, which is going to be any second now. I'm going to start recording that video. not quite that video, similar video, but that video is probably going to happen too. I had a lot of time to plan today. I have a lot of ideas. Sub changes are the wheat and chaff after the live streams. Yeah, most of the time though, it's like I don't think I've ever had a long form regular video where I've had a net negative subscriber count, but it happens all the time on my live streams. Which again, but you know, if I'm looking at the data though, then like, why would I do live streams? But live streams, like, I don't sub count doesn't really matter. Like, there's nothing that like impacts, you know, financially. Like, I don't get paid more if I have a certain number of subs. Like, sub count's like a vanity number. So I like the interaction. I like hanging out. I like getting all fired up. Ancient Alien 815 loves the live streams. KP $20. Delete the haters and take the kids out for a Slurpee. Thank you. Your videos have improved my listening experience. Keep up the great work. Thank you. You know, generally speaking, I don't have the time to go through and read all the comments. So usually like they just sit there. If they're really, 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 really negative, I've got some of my patrons are like, they can delete comments if they're like super negative. But there's been enough like purging of a lot of comments that, or a lot of people that I don't get as many as I used to. Hey, Russ, are you still on? Did you see this one? I just listed this on eBay, Russ. It's the 75th anniversary. Come on now. 75th anniversary Seamaster. I know you're not a big... Russ isn't a huge Diver 300M guy. What do you think, Russ? Isn't that late over there? I guess it's not. It's like 5 hours ahead. So it's like what? 5 over there in the UK? 4:37? Russ, where are you? Answer me. Done right by me. Thanks. Simon, I love you. Simon's awesome. Tati had too many espressos. Pontificating reviewers lose me quickly. You've always don't write, oh, done right by me. Thank you, my friend. You're very welcome. I like the live streams. It is more personable. I do too. Fake, I have to give you thanks. I used to grab a beer when I watched YouTube, but because of you, I sit down and I grab a cup of coffee. That's awesome. I don't want to breed a bunch of people that struggle with alcoholism. It's good. Coffee's better. It's about your enjoyment. If the person making the videos isn't having fun, it'll rub off on the viewer. Night Crazy Monkey. Eric Miranda. See, Eric's done it right. Not only does he have his brand here, Night Crazy Monkey, but he also has his real name. Well, you have spoken with a British audiophile, and I love you. Everybody is in their own league. Love you, brother. Yeah. Taryn's awesome. He's a great guy. For the most part, everyone's really cool. All right. Russ isn't going to answer me, so I'm going to have to end this. Thank you so much for all you do. Sorry if I got a little heated today. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you have a great Wednesday. We should have some more videos coming out. I'm going to work on one right now. Yeah. Stay tuned. More to come. All right. Bye. Bye.